Good day, good morning, everyone. This is Pastor Theo with a few announcements. First of all, I hope all you are doing well. I know some of you are getting cabin fever and anxious in terms of when we will be returning to the sanctuary. Hopefully, we'll be having a leadership team soon. We've been looking at different documents and reading reports and praying and listening to wisdom of the denomination and other churches and ministers, and so we're trying to make sure that we're making the best informed decisions that both honors God and honors you all as members and honors the body of Christ. And so continue to keep us in prayer for wisdom and continue to pray for patience. We want to make sure that not only is it safe to return, but that when people return that they're not fearful, that they're comfortable. That way we don't have that distraction hanging over our heads. It's going to be a distraction during worship. Want to continue to remind us about the online giving. Continue to faithfully give. And I know some of you have sent in your tithes and offerings, so we thank you. And just as a FYI, the online platform has changed slightly. It has not impacted any of your information in terms of anything you need to do, but just aesthetically and maybe functionally it may look a little bit different. So we want to give you a heads up on that. Continue to save up Our Family and Spartan labels. We're going to be using those. We get $25 for each group of 500 codes we submit. And we want to make sure that and we've received $75 so far for the camp fund. And we want to continue to build that camp fund. Continue to do Thursday prayer. Nicole's been faithful and diligent in leading that. And there's a prayer line number you can call in and an access code. And even if you can't make it to Thursday prayer, if you want some prayer requests to be covered, make sure you email us so we can cover those prayer requests. And also just a reminder for Sunday Zoom that takes place at 11:30 a.m. And this particular day, we're going to be focusing on prayer as well as communion. Most Sundays is just prayer and fellowship. And if you know of others who would love to be able to get on that Zoom, make sure that they get the email. There's a Zoom link and there's no access code needed. And lastly, in the midweek, hopefully you had the opportunity to read the Covenant's response to the killing of George Floyd. That's very important. Myself, along with the other members of the African American Association, African American Ministers Association, had an opportunity to Zoom call with President Renrick, and it was a great call. And we were just wanting to express just the level of fatigue and concern that is taking place in Black Americans all over, especially in the body of Christ. And we want to just to have that solidarity. And so when one part of the body hurts, the other parts hurt. And so hopefully it's not one of those situations where you're like, well, what does it have to do with me? Because if it has something to do with us or any member of the body, it has something to do with the rest of the body. And it's going to take the whole body to bring about that healing, especially in our country. And so I thank you all for your prayers. Continue to reach out to each person. Make sure everyone's getting the messages. If there's anyone who has grocery needs or financial needs, make sure we hear about those to see how we can help out in any way. More than anything, we want to make sure that we're taking this time to really grow and live out what it means to love God with all that we have and to love our neighbor as ourselves. So this has been Dr. Theo, Pastor Theo. Pray that you would just enjoy the rest of the service. Take care and God bless.